January 19th is a meditation on grief and loss, drawing from a series of personal experiences. It's also a film about film. The Super 8 home movie functions as a sort of portal to the past, a gateway for our protagonist to stay tethered to the love she's lost, to reconnect with, and at the risk of sounding a bit morbid, resurrect it. It's all channeled via this celluloid keepsake she's held on to for wistful and maybe even slightly mystical reasons. I mention that because I think cinema has its feet firmly planted in strange, fantastical origins. If you trace the history of the medium all the way back, it emerged from traditions like phantasmagoria, which is a bit of a mouthful of a word, but literally relates to a form of 17th and 18th century theatre that used magic lanterns and rear projection techniques to conjure shadowy apparitions on makeshift screens. Primitive attempts at visual storytelling, if you like, but eerie and otherworldly nonetheless. Following that, you had mechanical devices like zoetropes, which spun still images at such a speed so as to create the illusion of movement, with an emphasis on the word illusion. All of these inventions were ultimately precursors to the big watershed moment in the late 1800s with the unveiling of the cinematograph. Now you weren't just freezing time like a photograph, you were actively reanimating it, and that changed everything. Here was a tool that could capture body language, gesture, presence. For the first time ever, you can encapsulate somebody's soul and spirit. We were literally seeing life reflected back at us, and to me that is the power of cinema, a mirror image that we hold up to the complexities of human experience. One of my favourite film critics, Roger Ebert, once described it as an empathy machine. Something that allows us to emotionally immerse in viewpoints and worlds that maybe aren't necessarily our own, and maybe learn something from them. In the context of this show, I wanted to take that a step further. I think film flies in the face of death. As a species, I think it is the closest we have come to immortality and time travel. It enables us to step back into moments that time and memory would otherwise erase, and I think there's something inherently magical about that. So that, along with some more subjective thoughts on mortality, is the crux of what we created.